Meanwhile, communities across Florida now devastated after Hurricane Milton slammed into that state. At least 16 people are reported dead and hundreds of homes destroyed. And in moments like this, there is a crucial role that we see play out in real time: the activation of emergency alerts. CBS News correspondent Tom Hanson is live on his way to Pasco County. First, Tom, we saw you just a few moments ago. Have you moved at all since we last talked to you? You're in bumper-to-bumper traffic with a lot of evacuees trying to get home.
Yeah, Liz, as you can see behind me right over there, traffic is moving, but it is very slow. We have moved probably 150, 200 feet in the 15, 20 minutes since we were last on for you. This is slow going, but it's just an example of the crush of people that were trying to get out of the path of the storm, and now we're seeing the other side of that. They are trying to get home, or, to see what's left of what they have. And so they're heading to the Gulf Coast just like we are. Now, we know that the Gulf Coast right now is a very active situation. We're heading there, and honestly, just very, very slow going.
That has to be so frustrating for those drivers. And we understand how important emergency alerts are, but not everyone received evacuation alerts before Hurricane Helene. You've been monitoring this for us.
Yep, and Liz, I'm just going to get back in my car really quick because traffic seems to be picking up just a bit. So let me just get back in here so we're safe. But basically, this is one perfect example of emergency alerts. A lot of these people, no doubt, who are going back to see what's left of their homes, they heeded the warnings that officials in their communities gave them. But for the people who chose to stick it out through the storm, they relied on critical information deployed through emergency alerts. What we learned, though, is that not everyone received those alerts in time when Helene and the remnants of Helene blew through the southeast.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
It was just like a horror show, just standing there on solid ground while full houses floated by with people sitting on top, like screaming for their lives.
Zoe Dadian's front yard became a front line in the most catastrophic disaster to ever hit her community of Swannanoa, North Carolina.
Look at that tree.
When the floodwaters receded,
Did you get a mandatory evacuation?
neighbors started talking about the warnings that came before.
It wasn't a mandatory.
Right? It wasn't a mandatory, right? It was just like flood warning.
Severe weather watches and warnings are sent by the National Weather Service, but evacuation orders come from local authorities. Many use FEMA's Integrated Public Alert and Warning System, or IPAWS, which pushes messages to cell phones, TVs, and radios in disaster-impacted areas. Buncombe County, where Dadian lives, sent a mandatory evacuation order out through IPAWS at 6:15 in the morning on September 27th. She says the alert didn't show up on her phone until hours later at 1 p.m.
And at that point, the landslide had occurred. We were digging bodies out of rubble, and there was nowhere to evacuate.
I asked FEMA Administrator Deanne Criswell about the challenge of timely alerts during flash floods.
We need to keep learning on how we can better warn people, even if we don't know exactly where the flash flooding is going to happen.
Downed cell towers can stop or delay alerts from getting to everyone. But we've learned of another reason. Some counties certified to issue IPAWS alerts did not send any, according to a CBS News analysis of available FEMA data. Of 43 counties that experienced deaths during Helene, 29 did not send out alerts using the IPAWS system.
Why would that be?
The county can get overwhelmed very quickly, especially small counties, not big populations.
Brian Tulin is Connecticut's former emergency operations chief and now builds local alert software.
The timelines are going to be critical to understand, was there enough time to get an alert out? Was there enough time to prepare? And if not, how do we learn from this and make sure this doesn't happen again?
When counties do send out critical warnings, how do you know if you're set up to receive them? Check to see if your government emergency notifications are turned off. If they are, you won't get alerts sent through IPAWS. If your notifications are turned on, you will get those IPAWS alerts. Some counties don't only use IPAWS, they have their own alert systems that require you to opt in. You won't get those alerts unless you've signed up in advance. On Zoe Dadian's phone, notifications were turned on, but she wishes she'd known sooner what was going to happen to her community.
never in a million years did I imagine that it was going to be something that we weren't going to be able to weather.
Tom Hanson, CBS News.
And so, Liz, you can understand why these emergency alert systems are so complicated, even with today's technology. We did mention that cell towers can go down, but also we should mention that it takes humans to send out the alerts, and it takes humans to be set up to receive them. So it's best to go into your phone, make sure all of your settings are correct to receive those alerts, and of course, to sign up for any local alerts that your community may be sending out as well. And you know, this is just front of mind as we head to Pasco County, Liz, where there are active water rescues happening and well underway. So just a reminder to always stay informed with what's going on in your community, Liz.
Yeah, those systems are complicated, but they are crucial, especially when it comes to natural disasters, where so often you have hours or minutes just to get out to stay safe. CBS News correspondent Tom Hanson, thanks so much.